Good morning, everyone. We are back with another makeup video today. I wanted to do something a little bit different today as it is kind of getting close to Halloween. I kind of just wanted to share some of my spooky experiences while I do my makeup. So this is just going to be more of a get ready with me. I firmly believe in ghosts, spirits, other dimensional things. Um, and I always have been. My first experience with a ghost that I remember, um, I was with my mom. Everyone was like at school or something. I was about 3 years old, and me and my mom were taking a nap, and I wanted water, and so I went into the kitchen and get water. Um, and when I closed the fridge door, there was this man with I swear to God, a top hat and I think it was like a knife um behind me, and I screamed and ran out to my mom. And when my mom went to go look at it, like my mom and dad went to go look, and they didn't see anyone. So that was my first ever experience, and I like still to this day remember it very vividly. I remember what the man looked like. I describe him as kind of like a creepy Abraham Lincoln. That I don't know why, but that's what my brain associated him with. He had a top hat. He had a knife, and I could very clearly see like the microwave behind him, and it was just terrifying. And to this day, my mom she believes me, but nobody else really believes me that that happened. But that's my experience. Thing. Sorry, just a moment. I'm going in with my RL filter foundation. I just went in with the e.l.f. primer. And then grabbing my foundation brush and just blending that out. Um, Another experience I had when I was younger, um, I was at my grandma's house, and at this time we were living in Arizona. So my grandma lived in Arizona, and we were at her house. And she had, those like really creepy porcelain dolls that almost every single grandma had. Well, she had a whole bunch of them, and I remember I was playing with them because I was the only one allowed to play with them. I was playing with them one time, and I set one down, and I think my brother wanted to play with me, so I went to go see what he wanted, and I came back, and it was in a completely different spot, which was absolutely wild. I was like, "This is real life Toy Story." I didn't think anything too much of it at the time, but then my grandma started telling me about like how the dolls are like haunted and stuff, and I'm just like, Grandma, I'm 4 years old. Anyway, we're just gonna be blending that all out, making sure it's evenly distributed, making sure it's not keeping up, anything like that. And then we're gonna be going in with the IRL filter finish. I have a lot of I have a few stories, but I don't want to. I have to space them out. So a bit of tutorial. IRL filter finish in the shade C7, and I'm just taking that, applying it under my eyes, kind of in my T-zone area, nose, and my chin. I have been breaking out so badly lately because it's the change. Like I break out really bad when the weather starts changing, and it's just been astronomical lately. But and then once that's on our face, we're gonna go grab our small beauty split sponge and just blend that out. Once that's all blended out, we're gonna go in with our e.l.f. Camo blush. in the shades coming in hot pink and dusty rose. They're not wanting to open. I mean, struggle busing over here, but let's see. The next experience, the next haunted experience I had didn't happen until I was about 8 or 9, no, 6 or 7. We had just moved into the new house. We just moved up to Oregon, and we were going through the highway. So Highway 20 is famously known for being haunted. It's the highway through the beach. It's all through Oregon, the coastal side, and it's famously known for being haunted. I highly recommend going and watching the docu-series on Max. It's called The Women of Highway 20. Um, it's about these women that were murdered up on the Highway 20 in like the 60s and the 80s. Anyway, we were driving through and it was just me and my mom awake in the car. Everyone else was sleeping. And I am kind of drifting off, so I might have imagined this or I might not have, who knows. But we're going by and I just see this kind of like purple flash. It looks like somebody is sprinting by really fast. I went to go show my mom and it had disappeared once again. And then I saw it like 20 minutes later down the road, and I just remember like, what the heck was that? I don't know if I was imagining it because I was, a sleep deprived child. I'm going in with my e.l.f. putty bronzer now. But I just remember being freaked out, and I remember like, what in the world was that? I don't know why, but it was just so weird. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do our brows. So I'm going to be using the Love Matters 9Q palette from Morphe. Grabbing our little eyebrow brush. Taking those 2 shades and just carving out my brows. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. Okay, that's as good as my brows are going to get. They look really strange to me, but that's okay. And then we're going to go ahead and set our face. The next experience that I had was, so I can always sense when, I have this sense when like something else is in the house. Like this sense that something, whether the house is haunted, there's another spirit or something like that. And I can usually tell when it's good or bad. So, sorry, my husband's downstairs talking, but this one started when like I said, we were moving to Oregon from Arizona, and this one started in our new house. Immediately, I was probably about, it was after our Newport trip, so I was probably about 7 or 8 around this time, and we moved to our brand new house, and we hadn't heard anything about it yet, and we stepped in, and it felt cold and empty. But throughout the years growing up in that house, like, we would often, me and my little brothers would be home alone. This is my childhood house. I grew up in this house from when I was like 7 to 18. So this is my childhood home, and just throughout our entire childhood, we would constantly be hearing, like, if we were home alone especially, we would hear like footprints upstairs, and the way that our house was set up, we would be able to tell if somebody was in the house, because like if somebody broke in, because there are windows everywhere. So we would hear footsteps, we would hear like doors creaking, we would go upstairs and like the lights would be on or the lights would randomly turn off, and it was just And nobody ever believed us until one time. I was in the biggest bedroom. It was the playroom, which was also my room at the time. And I had this really like spooky wardrobe. It was antique and it never closed properly, and it just had like this horrifying energy about it. Just absolutely horrible. And my mom never believed it, but ever since that like wardrobe went into that room, I could not sleep. I was having nightmares. And I'm not the only one. My big sister, she sensed it too. She said something that was dark and just horrible and evil in that room. My sisters to this day, even though the wardrobe is out, my sisters are still scared to sleep in that room, and it was just like, I don't know. But throughout our entire childhood, in that room specifically, lights would flicker more often. We would hear like tapping at the windows, and we were on the second floor, and there was no way up to the windows without a ladder. We would hear tapping at the windows. We would hear like scratching through the walls, and it was just like sometimes the door would slam shut, and it was just so terrifying. And the amount of experiences that we had in that house was just not it. Once our face is set, I'm gonna go back in with our under eyes just a little bit. I'm using this little powder puff. I got these at Dollar Tree and I haven't had the chance to try them out yet, so I just kind of want to see how they do. I'm just gonna, I guess, get as much on and then tap off the excess. And I'm going to make sure that I'm not setting my creases. Okay, I actually quite like these. These are kind of cute. Okay. Okay, once we're done with setting our face, as you can see, we kind of lost some of that blush from earlier. So we're just going to go ahead and bring it back. I'm using this Botanic Beauty Cream blush in the shade Mauve Lychee. I've had this for years. I wish I could tell you how many, but unfortunately I can't. And it's just like the prettiest pink. I don't know what happened to my rude one today, but it's okay. So as you can see, it's just the prettiest, softest pink. Um, and then we're gonna go in with our highlighter, and we're gonna do actually before highlighter. No, we can do highlighter. It's okay. Using our small angled brush, picking up product, tapping off excess. I love this highlighter so much. It is absolutely my favorite one. And the day that I run out is the day I will cry. It's the Glamlite Frosted Flakes collection one. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and kind of blend that out and upwards. My nose. And then we're gonna get started on our eyes. So the first step for our eyes, obviously, is going to be the Revolution Super Base Eye Primer. And we're just gonna get as much product. It's really hard not to do things with the thumb. I injured my thumb the past couple days, and it's extremely swollen. So we're gonna go ahead and blend that out. Once that's blended out, we're gonna go in with this shade, this light shade right here, grabbing it on our beauty blender, just to kind of set the primer without to prevent creasing, but that way the color will still pop. And today I think I want to do like a jack-o'-lantern look. Okay, to start with the jack-o'-lanterns, we are going with our packing brush, and then we're grabbing this orange shade right here and just picking up as much product as possible and tapping off the excess to prevent fallout. And then we're going to go ahead and place that in our inner corner. Like that. And then once that's done, we're going to go in with our yellow shade because we're going to be doing these three colors right here, the green, the yellow, and the orange. So we're going to go in with our yellow to kind of create that transition shade so it doesn't, because orange and brown will get very many. So we're just going to go ahead and apply that right into the center. And then remember, you do not have to worry about blending at this moment. Applying that right into the center lid, packing as much color as possible. Okay, I actually decided we're not going to be doing we are not going to be doing jack-o'-lanterns today. We're going to be doing candy corn because I feel like this just gives more candy corn vibes than it does pumpkin. So then I guess once we're done with that, I'm going to grab our super base and the tiniest amount on a brush. I'm just going to use this one. We just want the tiniest amount because we kind of want that white to really pop. So we're going to go and take that on our inner corner. And then I'm actually just going to carve out this kind of triangular shape too. And we're just going to pack that on there. And once that's kind of shaped, we're going to go in with that packing brush from earlier, making sure it's completely cleaned off and going in with our white shade. Picking up as much pigment because, as you probably know, white doesn't really show up on light skin. I just totally dropped that. And then we're going to be following the shape of the as you can see, I did not tap off the excess, but I'm just packing that pigment in and then repeating as I need it. But you can tell the difference already between the two sides. And then we're going to go ahead and blend all the colors together. Okay, and then once that's kind of all blended together, we're going to go in with shimmer. My favorite thing ever is sparkles. So we're going to, for the orange one, we're going to go in with this orange one right here. Find that right on top. And we're going to do the corresponding colors for yellow and white as well. Once the shimmer has been applied, we're going to go ahead and kind of, with our eyeliner, and we're going to line out each color. Starting with white, we're using our Lucidity Pro Liner palette from Hex Baby Beauty over on Instagram. I will never stop talking about this palette. I am in love with it, to be honest with you. This is my favorite thing ever. So we're going to grab our white and we're going to go ahead and kind of just shape that out. Essentially following the shape. I just really spit. Essentially following the shape that we built out earlier. Just like that. Very simple, very easy. And then we're going in with our yellow next. We're going to be using this yellow today. And again, following the shape. And again, following the shape of that yellow we put out earlier. Just like that. And then kind of blending it into that white. And then lastly, we're going to be going in with this orange shade right up here and doing the same exact thing. I'm trying to think. So, of my next haunted story, I don't really know. Oh, just a moment. Okay, so this one happened. I was in 5th grade at this time, so I was probably about 10. Yeah, I was 10 years old, and it was right before we went on like this 5th grade campers trip to this place called Camp Cornwall, and my mom, my dad, and my older sister Eden. We all went on to Costco in Albany because that was the closest Costco we had. So we all went to Costco, and on the way there, we spotted this house, and we've never really noticed it before, but it was you could tell it was just haunted. It was the creepiest looking house. It was shrouded away by trees and bushes and vines, and it was condemned. So it had like fence around it saying "Do not enter, condemned" or whatever. And I remember my parents were trying to like go around the property, see if they could go in, um, see if anything, they could find anything. And I just remember feeling so like I had this gut feeling telling me to tell them not to go in. So I was telling them, don't go in, don't go in. There's something in there. And they weren't believing me. They're like, oh, whatever. You're just saying that. I proceed to see two figures in the window. So there's two windows. I see like a dark, shadowy man figure, and he had the most sinister, dark feeling about him. And then in the other window, there was this uh, female figure. It felt like she didn't want to be there. She wasn't supposed to be there. And I just remember feeling so scared. I was like, "Mom, don't go in there. Don't go in there." Um, so they didn't go in there. I went on my trip, and I guess while I was on my trip, they ended up actually going onto the property and exploring the property, and come to find out there's two grave pits in the yard. They're all grown over. In the basement, there's like hatchet marks and like claw marks. There's in the door leading to the basement. Upstairs, they saw that there was like blood splatter, and the creepiest thing is that you cannot find anything about this house. There is no news story. There's no record of anything. It's just, I guess, like a lost case because it was never really a case to begin with. You try searching up the house, you can't really even find it anywhere. You can't find any listings about it or anything, and it's just so freaky. It's so weird. Anyway, so once that's all done, I kind of blended the colors in together a little bit. We're gonna draw little candy corns because I love candy corn. Candy corn is my favorite candy. I have a bag right here. So actually, oh no, I don't have any full candy corns left. Oh wait, here's one. Okay. Oh, I got the colors mixed up. Oh well. It's the thought that matters. As long as you can tell that it looks like a candy corn. So we're going to be going in. We're going to be doing the white first because that is the lightest color and we don't want it to mix with the other colors. Oh, I'm finally getting pan. Look at that. I'm finally starting to hit pan on my white. But we're just going to get it on our brush. And we're going to kind of draw like a little triangle. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to go in with our orange. And follow the shape. And then once the orange is done, we're going to go in with our yellow and do the same exact thing. And I think I'm just going to do one candy corn. I don't think I'm going to do anything for this eye. And that's what that will look like. I'm going to go ahead and line it in black just to kind of help it stand out a little bit more. I'm grabbing the tiniest amount of black on my brush and just lining out. I'm going to outline the candy corn shape. And that is the finished result. I decided that I'm going to do like just a little generic candy over here. So I'm just going to do a little purple candy. And I'm going to fill that in. And then for our lips, we're going to go in with the NYX lip liner in this. Oh, okay, never mind then. We're going to go in with the shade Peekaboo Neutral. Oh, never mind then. I guess we're just going to do gloss today. So, oh, actually, I'm going to be using the Mad About Mauve Pout tint today. Oh wow, that is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Clean it up. And then we're gonna finish off this look today with mascara. We're going in with the Call Me Queen by Essence mascara. And we're just gonna apply that right onto our lashes. That is the finished look. I hope everyone enjoyed this video today. I have more spooky stories for you next time. And I will see you again in the next video. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever. And I'll see you next time.